Konami Studios.
Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel, and in this video we are going to be talking about fan casting. I know, every time I do a fan casting video, I say it's my last one and I'm never doing it again. But I decided I enjoy doing it, people seem to like it, so we're just going to keep doing it until somebody says stop. And today we're talking about the Fantastic Four. And I was really excited to do this one. I have talked about it numerous times on this channel. I do not want it to be John Krasinski and Emily Blunt. And I have given choices before to who I want to see play Reed and Sue. But today I thought, let's do more than just that. Let's do the entire team. Let's do Dr. Doom. And let's do Franklin and Valeria. Because I have two choices here for casting. My first choice is the younger generation. By younger, I mean younger actors who could play the role for a longer time. Me personally speaking, I prefer the Fantastic Four to be older. They should be the patriarchs of the MCU, of the Marvel Comics universe. They are the first family. They should be older, wiser, mature, have that kind of feeling of this longevity towards them. You can't really do that now with the way things have been, with it being Tony Stark being the first one, which is fine with me. I moved past it. So I have younger actors, and by younger I mean mid-30s, early 20s for these roles. And then I have the older generation, which is like 40s, late 30s, those kind of people for certain roles. Because I think you could easily do the younger side for Fantastic Four, and you could do the older side. So I was like, well, let's do both of them. And we'll talk about our main Fantastic Four, we'll talk about Dr. Doom, and then we'll bring up Franklin and Valeria when we do the older generation. So for the younger actors playing these roles, we will start with Reed Richards, and I have Raul Cooley playing Reed Richards. First off, the guy looks the part really well. We know he's played the scientist type before. He's got a certain suave and debonair to him that could easily translate to that kind of energy for Reed Richards. He seems like he could be wrapped up and do like the more sciencey stuff with Reed, where he's obsessed with every little scientific discovery. That could easily be this type of Reed Richards, and that's what I'd love to see. Raul Cooley's got the look, he's got the personality, he could pull it off well. That's why I put him on my list for my younger Mr. Fantastic. And for my younger Sue Storm, I have Sophie Rundle, and I love this girl. I've loved her since I saw her in Peaky Blinders. I loved her when I saw her in Bodyguard. She is a fantastic actress. You want somebody who could have the gravitas, that could hold the team together, that could be the one to bring everyone towards the common goal and to the common cause. That's the girl you get to do it. She's got the look, she's got the chops, she could pull it off well. Susan Storm, I've said this before, Susan Storm is one of the most important characters in the Marvel Universe. So you have to have an actress who could hold that off and pull it off well, and that's who Sophie Rundle would be. She's got it. She could do it. I'm saying it, guys, she could pull it off well. And for Johnny Storm, now I have two choices for Johnny Storm, and for these characters you could go back and forth on each of them. So my first choice for Johnny Storm is Alden Ehrenreich. I love this guy. I really think he should come back to Disney and do something great. I know there's rumors of a potential sequel to Solo, but just imagine the buzz we could get if he came to Fantastic Four. Look, he could obviously pull it off. His Han Solo is very cocky, very charming. That's easily something Johnny Storm could be, and I just love to see that. I think there's something really unique about his performance that he could bring here. I love him to death, and I want to see him get another big break like this. I think he deserves it. I really hope his show works out for him, because it'd be really cool to see him do that. So I hope it's good. I really want this guy to succeed, so that's why I had to put him on this list. Johnny Storm, Alden Ehrenreich. And for Ben Grimm, the lovable blue-eyed thing, I have Jesse Plemons. You guys know Jesse Plemons. The guy is a sweetheart, and that's the kind of thing I want to see. I want to see a nice, kind-hearted guy who's a little nicer around the edges than the Michael Chiklis version we saw. I think it'd be really cool. He's got the voice. I think he'd be willing to pull off something like this. Seeing him would be really fun and unique. He just definitely has that presence. He could be a little bit more of a softer, gullible guy, and I think that could be really fun to see. Again, he's one of those guys like Alden I want to see have a chance at a big role like this, and this could be the perfect opportunity for him. I think he'd be perfect for it. So Jesse Plemons is my Ben Grimm. And for my Victor Von Doom, my Dr. Doom, I have Adam Driver, and you guys cannot tell me he wouldn't be perfect for this role. We've seen him play that kind of role before. He is dark, mysterious. He's got a certain energy to him that could be the obsessive compulsive nature that is Victor Von Doom. I think he would crush it. He definitely could hold his own in that role. And imagine this guy in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. He would be amazing. So cool to see him in there. So I'd love to see him as Doctor Doom. And those are my younger casting choices. And like I said, we also have the older casting choices if you want a little bit more of a mature Fantastic Four. So for my Reed Richards, if we're going older, I have Matthew Rhys. I've talked about this one before. I love this guy to death. He is amazing in The Americans. He is currently killing it in Perry Mason. He needs a role like this. I'm amazed none of these people have swooped in and picked him up for anything big. I could see him finding a role like this. He'd be perfect at it. He'd have like the arrogance and the cocky nature of a Reed that isn't really explored a lot. He could definitely play the distant type and the guy who doesn't really understand basic humanity but become obsessed with the scientific side of stuff. I think that'd be perfect. And that leans right into my Susan Storm, who is Carrie Russell. Yes, these two are dating. They are the leads of The Americans. They already have chemistry, and that's what Sue and Reed need. She is a woman who could definitely be the lead in a movie like this. She has proven herself to be able to work with Disney. She was in The Rise of Skywalker. Imagine her coming into this and taking control, being kind of the mother figure of the MCU. I think she'd be fantastic in this role. I absolutely love her. I've said it before and I will say it again. I want Carrie Russell and Matthew Rhys over Emily Blunt and John Krasinski as these characters, and I will stand by that forever. I love them to death, and this is something I think it's really perfect for them to do. I absolutely love it. I think she's a tremendous actress. I want to see her have a big role like this. And like I said, when it comes to Johnny Storm, I think both of my actors are kind of interchangeable because they're around the same age. And Johnny, I think, was the hardest one to cast just because you had to find the right youthfulness with the right age. I didn't want to go the same age as Peter Parker, so I was like, we'll go older. That makes sense. So I got Sam Cleffin. This guy's fun. He's got a youthful energy about him. He could easily pull off something like Johnny Storm. I think if I had to pick, I would choose Alden over this guy, but I'm like, he could definitely pull off being a little more cocky, the more dickish side of Johnny Storm towards Ben Grimm, which I think is really cool. I would be very excited to see what Sam Cleffin could do, so I had to put him on here just for that alone. And for my Ben Grimm, I have Josh Harnett. I really want Josh Harnett in one of these big movies. The guy should come back into prominence. Josh Harnett to me is like a Brendan Fraser, where he kind of fell into obscurity. He did cool things that some people like, and now he needs to do a superhero role where he's in a suit to bring him back into prominence. So do it with this. He could definitely pull off the more tragic side of Ben Grimm, and I think a lot of people would be on board with that. He's definitely got the chops. He's got the look. I think he'd be willing to do it. I'd love to see him. We could easily have a sad story with Ben Grimm here, and I think a lot of people would be okay with that too. So Josh Harnett, I love the guy. I'd love to see him appear. And let's jump into my picks for Franklin and Valeria. And I was only going to do them for the older Fantastic Four, the more mature stuff, because if you got guys in your 30s, right? And Franklin and Valeria are like in their early teens, then they have those kids really young, and I don't think they had them until they were older. So I kind of wanted to find a healthy medium. So for my Valeria, I picked McKenna Grace, and I know she played what's-her-face, the young version of Carol in Captain Marvel, but that doesn't matter. The girl's got talent. She knows how to hold her own. She's done really good with the young stuff. She'd definitely pull off Valeria. I love the character of Valeria. I think she's a great actress, so she could pull it off. And for my Franklin Richards, I got Noah Jupe. He was in A Quiet Place. He could definitely do it too. I think the guy's proven himself to be that kind of actor, and I'd love to see what he would be able to do with Franklin. Franklin is a really interesting character. I'd be very curious to see how people played him, so that would be really fun. And for my Victor Von Doom, if we're going older, I have Timothy Olyphant. This guy, I'm amazed. He's another one again. I'm amazed he hasn't got the big role yet. We know he's going to be in Mandalorian Season 2, so maybe this is going to be the gateway to get him into a bigger project down the line. I'm very curious to see what he could do with this role, how he would be able to hold his own. He seems like he could be the more romantic Shakespearean figure towards Sue and Reed's relationship that could be a good foil to them in that regards, while still being the obsessive compulsive that an Adam Driver could do. I absolutely adore it and I love it to death. So that's my choice for Victor Von Doom. And I had a lot of fun making this list. I really hope you guys liked it, or if you didn't, let me know. I'm very curious to see who you guys think it should be. I know everyone's cramming, and I know everyone wants it to be Krasinski, but I don't, and I will stand by that forever. So if you guys like this, let me know, and let me know what you want to see me cast too. If you guys have an idea for a casting video, put it in the comments. I'd be very curious to see what you guys think. So thank you so much for watching this video. Be sure to like and subscribe, and as always, you can check me out on Instagram, Patreon, Twitter, all that good stuff, and I'll catch you in the next video. Have fun, stay safe, good luck.